Good evening, Milo.
Good evening, my brother. How you doing?
Man, I am doing A to the K, fantastic, superior authorities, and all those other scrumdiddlyicious. Um, uh,
Scrum
yeah.
delicious.
Yes, I have got something I want to discuss with you because I know that we see things a little bit differently on this one. Charlie Kirk, what
Yeah,
say you?
I like the guy, man. I really do like the guy. I mean, he's intelligent. He speaks his mind. Man, he's a great guy. I like him.
Did you just say he's a great guy? Man, he's a racist, homophobic prick. With that said, with
No,
that
he's
said,
not.
he is. He really is, man. You need to look at some of the stuff. Man, look, I don't support what happened to Charlie, but Charlie supports what happened to Charlie. He says flat out that people have to die to protect
Yes,
the Second Amendment,
yes,
which is the
yes,
right to own guns in
yes,
America.
yes, yes.
Okay?
You need the Second Amendment to protect your First Amendment. Basically, that's what he said.
Freedom of speech and stuff.
Yes, yes.
But here's the thing. Here's the thing. Uh, right or wrong, and look, I am not a guy who condones it. I just want to say that right from the street. I'm not happy. Charlie is dead. I don't condone it. It's not my style. But I will say this. If it had to happen to somebody, it couldn't have happened to a nicer guy. That's what I'm going to say. But I also think that the whole damn thing is a conspiracy. Not a conspiracy theory. I think the whole damn thing is a conspiracy. I do not think he was shot by some 22-year-old whose entire family was a far right extremist Republican family. His entire family. Now, they
Yeah,
say that
but
he lived
that
with a transgender and they did this and he did that and blah, blah, blah. Well, all that I don't care about. I don't care about. He was taught and raised as this form. You know what I
Yeah,
mean?
but that doesn't matter. I mean, he has his own choices, his own beliefs. I mean, you could be raised by a Catholic family, but sin all the way to the end. You know what I mean? You make your own choices, so you cannot say that that child, 20-year-old guy, not child, was not able to do it because the way he was raised. You
Man,
know what I mean?
he
Because
obviously was raised not right. And
well,
that's
you're
assuming he was
not.
the shooter. I do
Yes,
not think he was
you.
even the shooter. I
Yes,
think there's so much stuff out there saying he's not the shooter that I think he's taking a rap for something. I think they're hanging. I think he's a fall guy. I
yeah,
think
but
he's a fall.
why? Why would he take the fall at the age like that, at 20 years? He's gonna get life in prison,
Man,
maybe.
if they no, he's going to get the death sentence. Is what he's going to get. He's
So
probably going to get the
basically,
death
that's
sentence
gonna
on
be
it.
life in prison because
Probably.
they're not gonna send him to.
Well, what I think is probably something more like this. I think they probably got wind of this happening due to his social media things and his Discord accounts. I think the government kind of got wind of it, took advantage of it, and used this moment. So there's enough circumstantial evidence to say that he did it. But man, think about it. Just think about it for a second. You have the guys behind him making all the military arm signals, clear as day. Sniper, hit, shot. You have them wiggling hats, tugging ears. It's one split second before the bullet came. His line of sight, where he was at, was obstructed exactly. It wasn't just as
Now
clear as they say it was.
that's the thing that bugs me. I mean, he had Charlie. He had snipers on the lookout on the buildings, but they couldn't see exactly that point. That was obstructed by some trees.
Yeah.
Now that's a little suspicious to me as well.
It's very. What about the fact that they say they found this 306? We call it a 3-06 in America. What about this? They found it in the woods. That kid jumped off the roof. You can see the videos
Yeah,
clear as day. That he did not have a 306. You know how hard it is to break down a 306 rifle? I mean, it can be done, but it doesn't take seconds to do. It takes a little while to do, and then to reassemble it and put it back in the woods. No, man, I do not agree with it. Now, the pictures they show, people are out there saying, yeah, but AI filled out the pictures, so it's not going to look like him. Man, it doesn't really look anything like him when you really think about it. Everything's thin line, smooth line. It just doesn't work for me. Okay, the kid was limping through the neighborhood, through a neighborhood beforehand. Probably had the 306 in
yeah,
his leg at that time.
yeah.
Probably had all intentions of doing this. Probably did. and maybe even took a shot. I don't know. But I think the deadly shot, the killer shot, came from a sniper. Why? Because the Epstein files, Charlie Kirk was a big, show the Epstein files, show the Epstein, and he had a
Yeah.
lot of people behind him. Three
That, that
hours later, the Congress passes no, we're not showing the Epstein files. I mean, there's a lot of things to this. I mean, Donald Trump out there saying, "I lost my fourth son." Put the flags down half-mast. Way overkill. Way overkill for somebody who was not a political person, who had no kind of, you know,
he was not he was not a political person, but he was a big supporter of Donald Trump. He was.
a huge supporter. He's probably
Yeah.
the main reason Donald Trump even got reelected because of all the youth. That's true. I agree with you. He was not a stupid person.
No,
Don't
no,
get
he
me
was
wrong.
very smart.
He was a very smart person, a great debater, but he used debate. He used that word debate and stuff as a facade to hide his racism and his homophobia and his, I mean, he used it. He used it as a shield. And I mean, Donald Trump orders all this stuff. It was so serious to him. But a day later, he's out at the Yankees game doing the YMCA dance. Man, I'm not like. If you just lost your fourth son, would you be YMCA?
Well,
Would you
probably
be doing
not.
that?
Probably
Probably
not.
not. I'm just saying. So when you take everything into context, one thing, man, I swear it was conspiracy. I'm going, and not all conspiracy theories are fake, man. Some of them are true, and I think that this guy in Utah, this 22-year-old, is a scapegoat. Now, I think he probably planned to try to do what he was going to do,
What
but I
was
don't
the
think he was the one who
distance,
actually executed the shot.
What was the distance between the child, the 20-year-old guy, and the
It depends on the report you listen to. I heard up to 200 yards,
up to 200 yards?
200
Now,
yards, which is, 600 feet, something like that.
and he used the scope to do it.
He used the scope, but he used a 30-yard six, which is a very high-powered rifle. It's a very high. But why would you disassemble it on a roof to put it in your backpack, which he didn't have time to do, then jump down? He definitely did not have anything in his pants and his legs when he jumped off that roof. You can see
No,
that
no, no,
clearly.
no.
He definitely did. And if you had the 306 that wasn't disassembled, it would be hanging out his backpack,
Yeah,
like hanging
yeah.
up here like an umbrella. So he definitely didn't have that in full when he jumped off that roof, okay? So why would he run into the woods, reassemble it, and leave it there for them to find? No.
Yeah, that's a little suspicious to me as well. Yes.
It's
I mean,
ridiculously
it
suspicious.
doesn't make sense. It doesn't make sense
no.
to disassemble the arm just to put it back together and leave it in the woods. If you're gonna leave it in the woods, you're gonna just throw it somewhere, cover it with some leaves. You don't waste time to assemble it again. Now, I agree with you on this one.
Or disassemble it, or even disassemble it for
But
that
to
matter.
disassemble it, you might need it. You might need that so that you can make a getaway easier, so
Okay,
nobody
okay.
sees you. I do see that happening, but assembling back the arm, it doesn't make sense.
Apparently, from what I've read, that the videos that caught him jumping off the roof was something like 2 minutes and 20 seconds or 2 minutes and 30 seconds after the shot. He would not have been able to disassemble that gun in 2 minutes and 30 seconds. No. I mean,
Man, he
it would
was
take.
an expert. I mean, you gotta know that gun in order to take a good shot through a scope and everything from that distance. You must know that gun to
Yeah.
do it, right? So probably the guy, the 20-year-old guy, had some experience with that particular rifle. You know what I mean?
Right. Yeah, yeah.
So disassembling it, probably yes. If he knows what he's doing, you should
guess
be
you
able
could-
to do it.
I guess you could debate the amount of time it takes, right? You have a Marine Corps, a Marine or something could disassemble an M16 in seconds, whereas somebody you and I might take a half hour or 20
Yeah,
minutes, right?
yeah,
I
yeah.
get that. How about the plane that took off like 15 or 20 minutes to the airport, 15, 20 minutes from the shooting, took off like 10, I think it was 10 or 12 minutes after the shooting. Just enough time for somebody to get from point A to point B. The plane took off. I think the tail plate was N888GT or something like that, or GN. I'm working on memory. The pilot took off. When he took off, he turned off the transponder. That means that nobody could track the plane. They didn't know where the plane was going. Why would he do that? And then the same plane returned back to the same airport like an hour and 15 minutes later. Why would they do that? You tell me.
So they
That
don't
doesn't
know.
make sense. Because the real killer was on that plane. That's why.
It's very possible. It's very possible. But at the same time, do they know where that plane landed?
No, because he turned the transponder off. That's the point. And apparently, if you don't know, I mean, I'm sure, and that's another thing though. If you were the government and you really wanted to know what was going on here, or if you're a conspiracy theorist or any of these people, you would be calling every airport within an hour
Yeah,
and a
yeah, yeah.
half flight and finding
Yeah.
what airplane with this and but nobody seems to be tracking that plane. Why?
Why?
Why? Why is
Now
the
that,
FBI not going after it? That would be the first thing I want to do.
well,
That
yeah,
would be the first thing I'd want to do is find out where that plane landed,
yeah,
but
but
not a word of it.
yeah, but if they already had the guy, they captured the guy, the shooter, right?
Yeah.
There's no need to bother with the plane. If he's the real shooter, if he is the real shooter, and he says that he is, right?
No, he doesn't say that. No, he doesn't specifically say, I shot Charlie Kirk. He says on a Discord stuff, he says, I was at USU or something like that, Utah State University.
Yeah.
I was there and I'm sorry for the way things went. He doesn't specifically say, I'm sorry I killed the man or I'm sorry I did this. No, I'm sorry for the way things went. And he also blames a doppelganger that somebody was trying to cause problems for him. A doppelganger is basically an identical twin. I mean, he also says that. I think the kid is being held out to dry. I think because of his social media content that he didn't like Charlie Kirk, that he wanted to kill Charlie Kirk, that he was, I mean, all of that, I'm with it. I'm with it. The kid was no saint. The kid
Yeah,
was,
but
and I
that
think he probably had intention of it.
at the
But
same time, there's a lot of people on social media talking about, I want to do this to Charlie Kirk, I want to do that to Charlie Kirk, because there was a lot of people that didn't like him for the things that he said
he said a
in
lot of
his
bad
debates,
things, man.
right?
He said a lot of
But
bad
at the
things.
same time, he had a lot of people that actually agreed with him, and man,
But then
he
again, you
was
have a lot
right
of people that
in a
agree
lot
with
of
Trump
things.
too.
Yeah.
You have a lot of people that agree with Trump.
That's why he's the president.
That's a whole different freaking. That's a whole different topic right there. You and I see things differently with that too. Trust me, I know.
Oh,
I
yeah,
know. I know.
I know.
We'll get into that. Trust me. Yeah. In case anybody out there hasn't wondered, I am very anti-MAGA, and my boy here, he sees the pros and cons. He kind of sees the both ways of it all. But we'll get into that another time. Man, what do you think? Tell me what you think. Do you tell us in the comment? Is it a conspiracy theory? Is it not? Is the kid do it? Did the kid do it? Is Charlie Kirk a saint? Is Charlie Kirk a very nice guy like my boy over there, Milo,
Man,
says?
man, I say he's a great guy, to be honest with you.
a great
I,
guy.
I watched a lot of his videos, and man, he's not, he knows what he's talking about. He's a very smart guy.
I didn't say he's not smart. He is a smart guy. But man, this kid didn't shoot him. And Charlie, like I said at the very beginning, I'm going to end with this for me. I do not support what happened to Charlie Kirk. I want that to be very clear. I do not condone violence and the killing and all that. I do not. I do not support what what happened to Charlie. But Charlie did support what happened to Charlie. So I will end my little rant with that. Do you have something else to say?
Well, I think we're okay. Oh, I think we can leave it like that.
You
Let
think
us
we can
know.
leave it like that?
Yeah, I want to see what the people think.
So do
Let
I.
us know in the comments.